So the CEG Dealer School calls this system their best system of 2023. That means it's better than Fibonacci dozens, aka Golden Entry. That means it's better than V28. That means it's better than DGen TIE Fighter. But let's check out this system together today on JackAce. What up, donkeys? JackAce here with JackAce.com, and today I'm going to test the roulette system 36 Double D. I think the Double D stands for D'Alembert's Dozens. D'Alembert being a French mathematician who pioneered this betting system. CEG not only gave this system their highest rating, the Double Grapefruit, but they also called the system the best system that they'd reviewed from 2023. This is a very big system. It has a $4,000 buy-in, but I'll show you how to scale the system down to just a $40 buy-in at the end of this video. It is a ladder system or a step system. That means you change your bets according to whether you win or lose the previous bet. We're gonna start with a $100 average bet, and every time you lose, you're gonna add another $100, and every time you win, you're gonna subtract $100 until you get down to the minimum bet of $100. To bet 36 Double D is very easy. Just pick a dozen or pick a column and bet that same column or dozen over and over. When you lose, you want to increase your bet by 1 unit. In this case, our unit bet is $100. And when you win, you want to take down one of those units until you only have 1 unit left. When you win at that 1 unit level, just stay there and keep betting that 1 unit. 24, that's a whack. And we increase our bet to 200. We are going to be playing this on a 00 wheel, and we're going to be starting with a starting balance of $7.4 million. In case you're wondering, I just got one of the bonuses from this app, so it gave me another $5 million. 10, that's a $400 win. When do you walk? The system author suggests walking when you're up $1,000. That's 25% of your bankroll, but you can adjust that to however much you feel comfortable winning or losing. 31, that's a whack, minus 100. And we increase again to 200. And I'm sure most of you guys know, we're just betting on a dozen. That means when you hit, you're gonna win 2 to 1 on your money. 11, that's a win. We win 400. When you start with 40 units, like we're starting with, you might have to bet as high as $1,400 or 14 units on a single spin. 6, that's a $200 win.
No more bets.
21, that's a $100 loss.
No more bets.
36, we lose 200, and we increase to $300. The expected loss per spin is going to vary depending on how big of a bet you're making. For the $100 bet on a single zero wheel, you're expected to lose $2.70 per spin. And on a 00 wheel, you're expected to lose $5.26 per spin for every $100 that you're betting. 13, we lose 300.
No more bets.
28, we lose 400. That's 4 losses in a row. And then we increase to 500.
No more bets.
19, that's a $500 loss, and we increase to 600. So for this system, you're just betting on dozens, so you're only betting on 12 numbers. That's 32.4% coverage on a single zero wheel, and 31.6% coverage on a 00 wheel. 9, finally a win. We win 1,200, and we decrease our bet to 500.
No more bets.
13, we lose 500 and increase to 600.
No more bets.
18, that's a $600 loss, and we increase to 7. What's good about this system is that it's kind of flexible. You can bet on whatever dozen you want. Doesn't really matter. You can bet on the columns if you want. $31, that's a $700 loss. Increase to 800. We are in the nosebleeds right now.
No more bets.
So 4, that's a $1,600 win, and decrease our bet to 700. We are currently up $300. You can also check out my new merch store. It's available at shop.jackace.com. There, not only do I have t-shirts and hoodies and polo shirts, I have roulette layout desk mats, roulette wheel mouse pads, blackjack basic strategy mugs, and a whole assortment of gambling related merch that I know you're gonna enjoy. 8, that's a $1,400 win. And we're up $1,700 now. So friend 1 was successful in achieving his $1,000 goal. We're gonna start again with friend number 2. And we're gonna start again at $100.
No more bets.
And we're gonna bet $100. This time, I'm gonna follow the dozen that hits. 27, that's a loss. And we switch to the second dozen and we bet 200. If you wanna submit your own roulette system for me to review, fill out this Google form and join my Patreon if you want me to fast track your review. If you join my Patreon, I also have a Google Drive folder with a bunch of spreadsheets that'll show you how to write your own simulators for roulette and for craps, and I'm going to be expanding my collection of spreadsheets in the near future. 6, that's another loss, and we increase to 300. And we're going to switch to the first dozen.
No more bets.
10, that's a hit, we win 600. Now you can bet on the same dozen, you can switch the dozen randomly, you can try to follow the dozen that hits last. Statistically, it's not gonna matter. You're just playing a guessing game. If it makes you feel better, go ahead and follow the winner. If it makes you feel better, bet on the same dozen every time. Or if it makes you feel better, you can randomly switch it whenever you want. Statistically, you're not improving or making your odds worse at all. 15, that's a $200 loss. Increase to 300.
No more bets.
19, that's a win. We win $600. We're currently up 700, and we're gonna bet 200 on the second dozen. As far as whacks go, this is just your typical dozen or column betting system. So you're gonna have 25 whacks on a single zero wheel, 26 whacks on a double zero wheel. 1, that's a loss, minus 200. And we bet on the first dozen.
No more bets.
32, another loss. We lose 300. We bet 400 on the third dozen. If you want to join a gambling community, you can join my Discord. Here's a link, and there's a link in the description below. 5, that's a loss. Increase to 500 and bet on the first dozen.
No more bets.
17, that's another loss. Increase to 600. And I think this is what they would call DTF, drunk, tolerant, and fun. It's just easy to bet even if you've been drinking. 30, another loss, $600. We increase to 700. We're currently down $1,300.
No more bets.
2, that's a loss. We lose 700 and we increase to 800. And we bet on the first dozen.
No more bets.
10, that's a win. We win 1,600. We're currently down 400 and we decrease our bet to $700. If you like learning about roulette systems such as this, go to my website, JackAce.com. There I have a catalog of over 400 roulette systems that you can look at. I also have spin-by-spin results as spun by the CEG Dealer School. Also, you can check out my tool, the Roulette Bet Analyzer. There you can enter your roulette bets. It'll show you how much you're gonna win per every result, what your expected loss per spin is, what your expected comp value per spin is, and what percent coverage of the wheel you have. 9, that's a hit. We win $1,400 and we are up exactly $1,000. So friend number 2 is successful. Let's go into friend number 3. We are resetting to a $100 bet, and this time I'm just gonna bet on the first dozen. I'm not gonna switch. 34, we lose 100, increase to 200.
No more bets.
25 whack, minus 200, and we increase to 300. Yeah, what I really don't like about this system is you can start off with a bunch of $200 wins, but after a streak of losses, you're gonna fall into a chasm and you're gonna stay in the depths, and all those little tiny wins are gonna become irrelevant. Double zero, definitely a whack. Increase our bet to 400.
No more bets.
30, a whack. And let's bet 500.
No more bets.
13, just missed it. Increased to 600. What I don't like about this system is that it gets very dangerous very fast, and most of the time it's going to be very difficult for you to dig out of the hole when you're down. In order to crawl out of the hole, you need 2 or sometimes even 3 hits in a row. That is the most dangerous aspect of this system. We are currently down 1,500.
No more bets.
So 5, yes, that's a win. We win 1,200, and we're still down 300 for this friend, but we drop our bet down to 500
No more
now.
bets.
24 whack, and we increase to 600.
No more bets.
10, that's a hit. We win 1,200 again, and decrease our bet to 500. So if you want to scale this betting pattern down, let's say on an ETG, an electronic table game, you can change the units to $1 units and come in with a $40 bankroll. That's essentially the same as what we're doing here. You can also have a $2 unit bet with an $80 bankroll, a $5 unit bet with a $200 bankroll, a $10 unit bet with a $400 bankroll, a $25 unit bet with a $1,000 bankroll, or a $50 unit bet with a $2,000 bankroll. 27 $500 whack. Let's bet 600 now. We are currently down 100
No more bets.
for this player. 32 whack minus 600, and let's increase to 700.
No more bets.
25, that's a whack. Let's bet 800. One thing I'm going to say about the system, I know that they're going to have a gangbang version of this system later on. If you do a gangbang or a multiple leg version of this system, do not bet on 2 dozens or do not bet on 2 columns. If you want to do a multi-leg version of the system where you have one bet increasing or decreasing according to Lambert and another bet increasing and decreasing independently of that first bet, you want to bet 1 dozen and 1 column. That way you break the dependency between the 2 bets. When one bet is doing well, the other bet is not necessarily doing poorly. If you bet on 2 dozens or if you bet on 2 columns, one of those 2 bets is almost destined to lose. If you bet 1 dozen and 1 column at the same time,
No
it's
more
possible
bets.
for both of those bets to be successful at the same time. That's not possible if you're betting 2 dozens or 2 columns. 12, that's a hit. $1,600 win. We are currently up 200 for this friend, but we're still in the nosebleeds, so we
No
still
more
gotta bet
bets.
700 for the next spin. Zero, that's a whack. Minus 700, increase to 800.
No more bets.
14, that's a whack. We increase our bet to 900. So we are definitely in the nosebleeds. And even though you're gonna be successful hitting that small goal quite often, if you lose a couple in a row, you're gonna be in this deep hole where you need to win 2 or 3 in a row just to crawl out of the hole and hopefully get back even. After you have a few losses, you're gonna be in the nosebleeds. And however successful you were in the beginning, that's gonna become irrelevant.
No more bets.
Everything is gonna depend on you crawling out of that hole. That's gonna require 2 or 3 or even 4 wins in a row. 5, that's a hit, so we win 1,800. And then we decrease our bet to 800. We're currently up $500.
No more bets.
18, that's a whack, minus 800. Increase to 900.
No more bets.
13, that's a whack. And we bet 1,000. We are currently down 1,200.
No more bets.
Back-to-back 13s, we lose 1,100, and we are down 2,200. We lose 1,000, and we are down 2,200 for this friend. Now we
No
bet
more
1,100. So 27, that's a whack. We are down 3,300 for this friend. We have 700 left, so we can't make the next bet of 1200. So this friend is a failure. Even though we have money left over, this is considered a failure. So we are currently down $600 overall. We had 2 friends that were successful and 1 friend that got whacked. The friend that got whacked for $3,300, so kind of wiped out all of the previous winnings. But let's check this out in the JackAce simulator. What up, donkeys? JackAce here, and we are going to simulate 36 Double D, also known as D'Alembert's dozens. And we're going to try to increase our bankroll from $4,000 to $5,000, $6,000, and $8,000. That's a 25%, 50%, and 100% increase in the bankroll size. So trying to win $1,000, we were successful 71.7% of the time on single zero, 68.6% of the time on double zero, and 67% of the time on triple zero. To win $2,000, we were successful 56% of the time on single zero, 53.1% of the time on double zero, and 51.6% of the time on triple zero. Trying to double our bankroll, we were successful 40.1% of the time on single zero, 36% of the time on double zero, and 32.6% of the time on triple zero. Hitting that first threshold of $1,000 is pretty easy. You're successful about 70% of the time, but you have a huge drop off when you try to increase your bankroll by 50 and 100%. And I think it's because once you get stuck with even 4 or 5 losses in a row, you're going to be in this really bad area where it's going to be hard to get back to those lower level wins. You're just going to be losing $700, $800, and $900 at a time. And in fact, for that third friend where we got whacked, we lost $4,000 in 4 spins. So you can see how easy it is to get whacked with this system. So that's how 36 Double D performed in the simulator. What do you think? I think as long as you keep that threshold kind of low, $1,000 or 25% of your bankroll, it's decent. As you saw, we're hitting that threshold about 70% of the time. Like I said before, CEG gave this system an A, actually a double A or a double grapefruit. Both Alex and David gave it an A. I would give it something much less, maybe a B- or maybe a C+. I think it is very successful trying to hit that very low threshold, but anything bigger than that threshold of $1,000 is going to be very, very difficult to hit. So what do you think of the system? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, remember to like and subscribe. Always gamble responsibly, never play 000 roulette, and peace out, donkeys.